I happened to catch a little bit. So it's about 12:45 on Friday, September 13th, West Coast time. I watched a little bit of Donald Trump's press conference today, if you could call it that. He did actually take some questions from the press, but there was like a 25-minute long preamble that was just bigotry and racism and misogyny and hate directed at black and brown immigrants and immigrant populations. Uh, Almost every single thing that he said was a lie. He said Kamala Harris has destroyed California. Kamala Harris has destroyed San Francisco. That our state is completely overrun with undocumented illegal immigrants. Every single thing that he said was a lie. Everything. And I flipped it over to MSNBC, and I guess the host was Chris Jansen. She pointed out that everything was a lie. And then she flipped it to a guy named Jonathan Capehart, who's a columnist. He's a black man. I think he's gay as well. We all know how Donald Trump feels about the LGBTQ community. He said that Trump's statements were reprehensible. He specifically, Donald Trump blew off a question about bomb threats in Springfield, Ohio, yesterday and today. Bomb threats that are being made as a direct result of Donald Trump and J.D. Vance spouting lies about immigrant populations eating dogs and cats. And he said he was just filled with hateful language towards immigrants and Haitians in that community. And Mr. Capehart noted that a former president of the United States is basically poo-pooing the concerns of elected officials in the affected city in Springfield, Ohio. The Republican governor of Ohio debunked these claims, yet Trump is still talking about it and throws it back to the border. He always goes back to the border. And Donald Trump said weird things. He kept talking about nests of migrants, nests of immigrants. And I was like, people don't live in nests. And Jonathan Capehart noted, it's the first time I've heard him use the word nest when talking about immigrants. They're coming from nests and they're coming to this country. What lives in nests? He is dehumanizing and devaluing migrants as part of the prelude for this mass deportation. It is unconscionable that he is saying these things and that the Republican Party is not pushing back. The Republican Party is buying what he is selling. A campaign that is explicitly racist, bigoted, misogynistic, homophobic, and transphobic. That is today's Republican base, because that is what they chose for their presidential candidate in 2024, just like they did in 2020, just like they did in 2016. What is most frightening of all is that about half the country is subscribing to this. If you support Donald Trump, you're a racist and a bigot and a misogynist and a homophobe and you're transphobic. Period. Full stop.